The movie starts with us seeing a submarine deep in the ocean. It was looking for a dinosaur's DNA, the same dinosaur that had caused a lot of destruction a few years ago. Luckily, after a few tries, the submarine crew found the dinosaur's DNA. They brought it up to the ocean's surface, and they were about to come out too, but suddenly, a very large and dangerous dinosaur appeared in front of them. And that dinosaur took the submarine inside of it. Now, no signals were going out from this submarine because it had been destroyed. Meanwhile, the rest of their team members were on the island outside the ocean, and they were very worried because they weren't receiving any signals. They didn't even know what had happened. One team member was trying to contact them when suddenly he felt like someone was behind him. And when he turned around, a very big, huge dinosaur was behind him. He got scared and started running toward his helicopter. But while running, he dropped a remote control. It belonged to a door in the ocean that was meant to stop the dinosaurs. Since that door was no longer closed properly, more dinosaurs came out of it. The team member, who was very scared, managed to reach the helicopter, and they escaped before the dinosaur could attack them. This team member was on the tail of the helicopter. He didn't know that another dinosaur would emerge from the water. The dinosaur that came out of the water ate that team member. But the other 3 people immediately flew away in the same helicopter, taking the dinosaur's DNA with them. Then, we see on the news that 3 years after the dinosaurs caused destruction in Jurassic World, a volcanic eruption occurred. The volcano was erupting there, which gave everyone hope that all the dinosaurs there would be killed. After this, there was a meeting of some politicians and ministers, and they were very happy about this. They were happy that the dinosaurs would naturally be destroyed, and they wouldn't have to put in any effort to kill them, because the dinosaurs were causing everyone a lot of problems and harassing them. So this was the best outcome for now. Now, here we see the main character of this movie, whose name is Claire. She received a call from an old man who asked if he could meet her. He said he wanted to discuss something about the volcano and the dinosaurs. So Claire went to meet him. The man who welcomed her there was the old man's caretaker and used to work for him. The old man arrived in a wheelchair and started telling Claire that a man who loved dinosaurs and wanted freedom for them wanted the dinosaurs not to live with humans and to live their lives freely. "And I am also in favor of this," he said. "So, I believe we should protect the dinosaurs. After all, they are also living creatures. And that's why I thought of shifting them to an island so the volcano wouldn't destroy them." The man who lived with the old man showed Claire many dinosaurs and said that the dinosaurs there are called raptors in this day and age. And they are completely different from other dinosaurs. They have the power to think and understand. They are also quite wise and active, and their DNA is also changed. "So we must save this one," he insisted. But he also asked Claire if she knew anyone who had knowledge about dinosaurs and could also give them information about this dinosaur. Claire said, "Yes, I do." And this was the same person who was the main character in part 1, meaning Owen. Now they went together to that man, Owen. Since Owen had seen raptors up close and knew their habits, Claire wanted him to be involved in their plan. Initially, Owen refused, but Claire told him, "Remember how good friends you were with those little dinosaurs? Remember this, if the volcano erupts, they will also die." So Owen agreed to help them. They all teamed up and formed a group, which included a girl who was a doctor and a boy who used to operate the system, meaning he was an engineer. All of them reached the island by plane. When they got there, they saw that some work was already underway to locate the dinosaurs. The engineer boy hacked into their system and located the dinosaurs. The in charge of that place asked Owen, "Come on, let's go catch that dinosaur." Other people from their team also went with them to find that dinosaur. There were also soldiers with them. In a short time, they found the dinosaurs with whom Owen had a good friendship. Owen went to them and tried to remind them that they were good friends. He was trying to make them work for him. But before he could gain control, the soldiers of the in charge knocked him unconscious. So Owen got very angry and exclaimed, "If you were going to do this anyway, why did you bring me along?" The in charge told him to shut up and knocked him out as well by injecting him. Then, he left the place with his team, taking that dinosaur with him. We saw Claire and the engineer who was operating the system. But suddenly, the volcano erupted there. Everything started shaking, and even the building they were in started to collapse. Because of this, the exit route was also blocked. They both became very worried. The engineer hacked the system and opened another door, but the wrong thing happened. That door opened toward the jungle. So, a dinosaur entered their building through it. Before they could get out, the same dinosaur killed their falcon. So their fear intensified. The engineer started screaming, but then Claire said, "Look, there's a ladder. That means we can go up from here." They both immediately climbed the ladder and came up, and they quickly closed the door so that the dinosaur wouldn't come up. Meanwhile, in the forest, we saw Owen. A rhinoceros-like dinosaur came up to him and licked his face, waking him up. But Owen wasn't fully conscious yet. But after a while, when he opened his eyes, there was lava all around him. He got scared and immediately ran away. While he was running, he met Claire and the engineer. They all started running together toward a shore, but there were also dinosaurs with them who were escaping from the lava. They all hid to escape from the dinosaurs. They all got into a vehicle so they could escape from the dinosaur and run away from there. They were all inside, but Owen was still outside. The door closed before he could get in. Only the dinosaur and that man, Owen, were outside. That dinosaur was coming to attack Owen, but luckily a T-Rex dinosaur appeared there and grabbed it by the neck and threw it down. After that, the T-Rex, minding its own business, meaning sticking to its own work, walked away from there. Owen also went toward the shore. They saw that some people were taking these dinosaurs somewhere. Now, all of them started following them, but Owen saw that some dinosaurs that couldn't escape from that island were walking there. Then we saw all of them on a ship, where they were near a small dinosaur. Because it had been shot, it was bleeding a lot. It needed the blood of a dinosaur whose DNA matched with its own, and that was the T-Rex dinosaur. Luckily, it was with them on their ship. Claire took a little blood from its body, and using it, the doctor treated the small dinosaur. But all of them were worried about where those dinosaurs were being taken. When they followed those people, they saw that they were going to the same place where that old man lived, and where he had told Claire that he wanted to create a separate island for the dinosaurs so he could keep them safely there. But this was completely false. He wanted to do this so he could bring all the dinosaurs here, sell them, and make a good profit. In that same mansion, meaning in that old house, there was also a little girl living there who was one of the offspring of this old man. When she found out that this old man had such a plan and was going to sell the dinosaurs, she went and asked him. He denied it and said, "It's time for you to sleep, you misheard." A little later, when the man who used to live with the old man came into the old man's room, we learned from their conversation that the old man was not involved in this plan. Rather, this entire plan belonged to the same man who lived with the old man. The old man angrily asked him, "Are you really going to sell the dinosaurs?" The man said, "No." The old man said, "If you are doing this, you must stop it." But how could that man let that happen? He had spent so much money. So he smothered the old man with a cushion, blocking his breathing. The old man's cane fell and broke. The man locked the little girl in a room. She immediately went to her grandfather's room, and when she saw him, she realized that he was dead. She started crying. Meanwhile, the in-charge of the island captured Owen and Claire and locked them in a place. Now here, Owen and Claire were getting very worried about how to get out of here. Then they heard a sound, and it was a dinosaur's, which was also locked in the cage, meaning the room next to them. So Owen looks at it and tries to distract it so it gets angry, and it does just that. The small dinosaur breaks the wall of that room, and then Owen attracts it toward him, as it was climbing on the door of that room. When the dinosaur rushes toward him and hits the door opens. Now both of them start running toward that old man. But on the way, they meet the little girl, who tells them that he is no more, and she hugs them. She also tells them that the cunning man who planned to sell the dinosaurs is in the basement. Now, what's happening in the basement is that the cunning man is with a doctor, and together they have created a dinosaur that is quite dangerous, and wherever a laser falls, it focuses on that laser and makes it its target, and there are many more people there who are bidding on it to buy it. Here, Owen and Claire are listening to everything while hiding. and that's when the small dinosaur arrives there. Now Owen thinks, why not take its help again? He distracts it and sends it into the basement, which scares everyone present there, and they come out. Then, outside, we see the in charge of this place, who takes advantage of this opportunity and goes inside because he was very fond of collecting dinosaur teeth. So he sees the same dinosaur that was just being auctioned, meaning people had come to buy it. So he injects it so it becomes unconscious, and he can remove its tooth. As soon as he injects it, meaning he shoots the injection at it with a gun, the dinosaur becomes unconscious. But actually it wasn't unconscious. It was just pretending. When the in-charge goes inside the cage and tries to remove its tooth, the dinosaur regains consciousness. I mean, it stops its pretense. It catches him and takes him inside its mouth and eats him. Now this dinosaur starts roaming freely here. And there we see the doctor who created this dinosaur with him. He starts running away from here with the DNAs of the other dinosaurs, when suddenly, the engineer, who was in Owen and Claire's team, catches him from behind. After this, he knocks him unconscious. Then, the guards also arrive there to seize them. But the doctor and the engineer together open the cage of the small dinosaur, and it comes out and kills all the guards. It picks them up and throws them on the ground. It severely injures them, which causes them to die. But while the guards were trying to defend themselves, they also fired at this dinosaur, because of which a bullet hits a tank that was kept there, from which a lot of hydrogen gas starts leaking out and a fire starts there. Now luckily, the doctor, the engineer, and this small dinosaur do escape from there. But gas spreads throughout the entire area. So here the engineer tries to hack the system so he can close some paths and prevent the gas from spreading completely. There we see Owen and Claire, and the new and big dinosaur had come in front of them. So here Owen turns off all the lights so the dinosaur cannot see them. But unluckily here, when the engineer reboots the system, the light comes back on, which Owen had just turned off. Because of this, the dinosaur sees them, and they are on the other side of the glass. Still, the dinosaur breaks the glass and lunges toward them. The little girl starts screaming and immediately runs away from there. But the dinosaur hears her voice and starts following her. Now here, Claire tells Owen to go help the girl. Owen picks up his gun and goes after the dinosaur, which had followed the little girl to her room. The little girl was pretending to be asleep on her bed so the dinosaur wouldn't hurt her. But the dinosaur smells her and reaches her, and it is about to grab her when Owen arrives there, and as soon as he opens the door, he shoots at it. But there are no more bullets in the gun, so it doesn't affect the dinosaur much, and now it gets attracted to Owen. But just then, the small dinosaur arrives there and immediately attacks the big dinosaur's neck. It grabs it. Now, a fight starts between the two of them. And taking advantage of this, Owen and Claire come out from there and start moving toward the other side of the building. But how long could the small dinosaur defeat the big dinosaur or fight with it? So, it gets injured quickly, and the big dinosaur starts coming after Owen and Claire again. The little girl is with them, and now all of them climb on top of the building. The big dinosaur also starts chasing them, and as it is chasing them, the roof made of glass starts to break. But then the small dinosaur comes from behind and jumps on the big dinosaur. Now, because of the heavy weight of both of them, the entire roof breaks, and they both fall down. Right below that roof was the skeleton of a very large dinosaur, and its sharp bones were sticking out. When the big dinosaur falls on it, the bones completely pierce through its body, and it dies right there. Now, as for the small dinosaur, it safely stands on top of the big dinosaur. Nothing happens to it. Here, it seems to us that all the problems have been avoided. But what about the gas that was spreading in the basement? And the biggest concern was that all the dinosaurs in the basement would be killed by this gas. So, now this team had to save those dinosaurs. Now, they all go to the system room from where they could operate everything. Now Claire says that they will open their cages and send them outside, but before she could push the button to open the entrance gate, Owen tells her that there is a populated area very close by here. If all these dinosaurs escape, they could harm that population. Claire stops there, but in a short while the gas completely spreads in the basement, because of which the dinosaurs start suffocating, and they are about to die. But the little girl feels something in her heart, and she immediately opens the gate and all those dinosaurs come out. And now, in the last scene of the movie, we see that dinosaurs and humans start living together. The movie ends here. Please like and subscribe.